All right, guys, it's March, so you know what that means. It's March Madness time. Look, March Madness is one of the best times in sports in the entire year. So once again, I'm partnered up with the DraftKings Sportsbook to give all new customers a fantastic offer. Bet $5 or more and get $150 in bonus bets instantly by using my promo code DCTV. Look, we've all picked brackets. We've done it since we were young, college, and everything. Now, use your knowledge to go and cash in and use those bonus bets to do so. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use my promo code DCTV, bet $5 or more, and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. We all have teams. My team, Oklahoma State, will not be in March Madness. We did not have a great season, but hopefully yours did. And guys, welcome to North Carolina, who just legalized sports betting and also just beat Duke. So you know the people in North Carolina are getting blessed over and over. So take mine that I am offering you. Bet 5 or more, get 150 in bonus bet by using that promo code DCTV. Only at the DraftKings Sportsbook, where the crown is yours. All right, guys. So, you know, the world of mixed martial arts is constantly moving. And as a person that's been involved with it on both sides, the athlete, the broadcaster, and all these other different roles that I've played, you always find it interesting when things start to build steam and people start to engage with each other in terms of fight building and fight promotion. Right now, we have a guy in Colby Covington and another guy in Ian Garry who seem to be doing the dance, right? The dance that says, I want to fight you. We just don't have a specific date where they're going to fight, or at least they say they want to fight. They just don't know when and they don't know where. Ian Garry says that it can happen anywhere. So he could fight him in Miami. He could fight him in England. He could fight him at International Fight Week. He can fight him anywhere, right? And Colby is still engaging him, but Colby isn't giving him any type of date. So my question becomes, why? Why? What's the holdup? Because we have made social media posts. We have called each other out. We have grabbed the microphone, wherever the microphone is located, and we have spoken that other man's name. Why have we not come to some sort of conclusion? All right, start moving in the direction of a fight date and a fight location. I don't get it. Ian Garry said he wants to leave this man in a pool of blood. Ian Garry is now selling Make MMA Great Again hats in blue opposed to red. As you all know, Colby Covington supports President Trump. Ian Garry said he wants to defend his wife's honor, all the while Colby Covington is insulting the man's wife. If there is anything in the world that points to two guys that need to fight each other, it is all the actions that are being displayed by these two gentlemen, Ian Garry and Colby Covington. Yet and still, we don't have a date and we don't have a location. When you look at them in terms of matching up, this would seem to be the ideal path for Ian Garry, while it would seem to be very dangerous for Colby Covington, because Colby Covington has now lived at the top of this division for a really long time. He's been 1B to Kamaru Usman's 1A. New change in the division. Leon Edwards is the man. Colby lost to him too. So right now he seems to be in a place where his fight or his career doesn't have much direction. Beating a guy like Ian Garry lends itself to him going back in the right direction. But what is that direction for Colby Covington? What does Colby Covington fight for today as a guy that has fought for championships his entire career? What motivates him? It would seem to be the big fight. Does the Ian Garry fight feel like that to him? It should, because competitively, you got to beat the guy that wants to be the up-and-comer, or that seems to be the up-and-comer, because regardless of what you think of Ian Garry, I know a lot of people get annoyed with him, and it seems like the world has changed on this young man. They've turned on him. He can fight. He can fight. It don't matter what you think about someone's personality or anything. You have to respect the skill level. And Garry has a really high level of skill. He does. Colby Covington, after the fight with Leon Edwards, may not be looking forward to being in there with another long-range striker. Just might not be. He just might not be. But the actions say let's fight. Now it's time to put pen to paper. We have got to find a way now to get these athletes locked into an octagon to fight each other. That's just the way it is. They have to fight. They have to fight. Because when you hurl the insults and you say that man's name and you constantly talk about him, his life outside the octagon, when you now start taking personal shots at Colby's political views, the way that he feels on that side, things that matter to Colby Covington, now you got to fight. I believe that International Fight Week works perfect. I don't know that there's enough time now for Colby Covington to accept the fight. Very rarely do I get completely left in the dark. So a lot of times when I'm talking to you guys about stuff, read between the lines. I will say things that I know that I can't just come out flat out and tell you. I just can't. But I kind of know. I'm telling you right now that I'm in the dark. I don't get it with this one. It just seems like it's a match made in heaven. It seems like these two should be going to fighting each other, but it's not happening. There's always a fight to be made, especially when you have a guy that has the momentum of Garry and a longtime veteran that has fought the elite of the sport like Covington. Look at it. We're seeing it right now with Robert Whitaker and Hamza Chimaev at 185. And that doesn't even have the bad blood that this one has. When there's bad blood, guys, and the story makes sense, the rankings make sense, the path of their career trajectory makes sense, usually the fight can get made pretty easy. I want y'all to tell me or try to help me figure out why we haven't gotten an announcement on this one. I believe that we're at a point now where Colby's got to fight him. I think Colby has to fight him. He has to fight him. Because the one thing about Colby Covington, and granted, I'm a guy that gets along well with Covington. I like Colby Covington. I think that Colby Covington is playing a role, and it annoys a lot of people. But I like Colby. But the one thing about Colby was, for all the things he said, and for all the annoyance and the way that he messed with people, he always showed up to fight anybody. There was never a matchup that he said no to. I think we're at a point now with this Garry thing where he has to fight him. Because with all the insults, with all the things he said, personally, professionally, now you got to go and fight him. Because that's what he's always done. When he spoke about Kamaru Usman in weird ways or in disrespectful ways, he fought Kamaru Usman. When he talked about Leon Edwards, he fought Leon Edwards. When he talked about anybody, he fought him, if that was an option. Chael Sonnen was another one. When Chael was disrespectful to Anderson, he fought him. When Chael was disrespectful to Brian Stann, I don't know how you can be disrespectful to Brian Stann, he fought him. At the end of the day, if you are going to take this role, or if you're going to play the villain in everybody's story, the villain always has to get his comeuppance, or whatever they call that, where he has to, at some point, step in front of the sword and fight. He's got to step on that battlefield, and he's got to show that he's willing to stand behind his words. And I think that's where we're at right now in this Colby Covington Garry deal. Colby's got to stand up on his words now and go fight that man. And if he beats him, now we still continue to think that he's in the championship picture, because very rarely do you get guys that, regardless of how many times they win or lose in championship moments, they continue to get chances. I think Colby Covington is one of those guys. Belal Muhammad wins against Leon Edwards. I don't think it's unrealistic to believe that Colby Covington could fight for the belt again. I don't. But he's got to beat guys like Garry. And for Garry, now you go and beat Colby Covington. and you're in a conversation with guys like Shavkat, who are like right there, maybe one step shy, I think this puts him ahead of Shavkat, even though Shavkat is and has been the person that's on the tip of all of our tongues in terms of the next guy at welterweight. He's got to find a way to get that fight. Right now, Ian's poking and prodding and doing the right things. He's got to do more. And I think Colby's got to fight that man, because the villain always, you know, we all hate the villain. We all hate the villain, but we're supposed to hate the villain. The villain understands, the bad guy understands that he's going to be booed and he's going to be disliked, but he finds comfort in knowing that he's drawing the reaction out of you that you are supposed to give to him. But every time, you got to face the fight. Ric Flair, when I was a kid, I hated him in the Four Horsemen. Ric Flair always faced the fight. And every other professional wrestler, every other bad guy, the Detroit Pistons, when they were the bad boys, they were ruthless, they were physical, they would hit people, they would play bad basketball. But them dudes did it every single time. Win or lose, you got to show up. And right now, I think that our bad guy has to show up. I think Colby Covington's got to face the fight. He's got to fight Ian Garry. And I cannot wait for it. I think it's going to be fantastic if these two match up, because I think it's a great matchup with all the history. It's going to be fun. I believe it's one of the bigger fights that we could make that doesn't have a championship attached to it. Guys, thank you guys for the continued support. I love each and every one of you. Tell your friends to tell their friends that DC's got a YouTube channel, and I'm dropping this type of knowledge on you every single week. And next week for UFC 300, we going all in, y'all. We checking in with everybody ahead of the biggest fight card of all time. I'm going to give you unrivaled backstage access next week for UFC 300. But tap in today. In the comments, let me know. Does Colby have to fight him? You guys let me know. Till next time. Peace.